Well, welcome in. We're going to have tacos tonight, but not just your ordinary tacos. We're going to make Puffy tacos, okay? It's all about the shell. It's a cool, rainy, dreary night here. All right, now I've got you all over here at the stove. We're going to get started on our taco meat mixture. And I've just got about a pound of ground beef here in this skillet. We're going to brown it up good. And I'm going to add just a tiny little bit, teaspoon maybe not even that, of this, about a half a teaspoon of this beef flavored soup mix. And that just adds a little more beef flavor. Now, like I said, that's about a half a teaspoon. If you got more meat, you may want to add a little bit more. And then I'm going to add I've got some fresh chopped onions here. And I'm just going to add about a fourth of a cup there. About a fourth of a cup of onions. I'll put some more onions, a few, in our rice mixture here. Our rice is still cooking in the microwave. So we're going to brown this up good, and then I'm going to add Old El Paso taco seasoning. We like the mild. We don't like anything real spicy. I know a lot of people out there like real spicy and like jalapenos and stuff. By all means, make it as spicy as you like. We just don't care for that, so I make mine kind of on the mild side. And then after this gets browned, you know, on the back of your taco seasoning packet, it always says to add some water. But I don't add water. I add tomato sauce. It says to add 2/3 of a cup of water. Well, water doesn't have any flavor in it. Okay? So, did that not cut all the way through there? Now, let's see if I can pop that up. I'm going to add, and it's basil or garlic oregano. It'll be fine. I thought I had plain. Okay, I'm going to add this little can of tomato sauce. But it's got some water in it where it was frozen, and it's still cooking it out. So I'll be back in a minute when I show y'all how we finish this up, okay? Okay, we've got our meat browned here. Now I'm going to add this, like I said, 1 pack of taco seasoning mix, the mild. Get it as hot as you like it. Add that in there. And instead of that tomato sauce, since I need half a can of diced tomatoes, I'm going to put the other can, half a can, in this. Okay? About half of them. That's about all I need right there. Right there. That's all I need. Half a can. That's in place of your water. Because water has no flavor, and your tomatoes just add flavor to your meat mixture. Okay? Now we've got this to going. Got those tomatoes a little bit finer there. Alright, well that's got that done. We're going to turn that off. I'm going to set it right back here on the back eye of the stove because it's ready. That's quick and easy as that is. Now for our rice, we have got some onions and carrots and celery right here. Right like that. And we're going to add the other half a can of tomatoes. Right like that. And we're going to add a half a can of creamed corn. See, just a half a can of creamed corn. Right like that. That's about half a can. Perfect. Now let me grab a spoon here to stir this with. And we're going to get all this cooked up good. Okay. Turn that eye back on. I turned it off out of habit when I moved something off of it. I guess that's not a bad habit to have, is it? I want to show y'all this rice. I told y'all it'd be perfect every time you cook it like this. And it is. It always comes out. It's never sticky. It's never, look at it. See that rice? It's just perfect. And we're going to dump it in this pot here. And all this right here gets cooked up good. And I may add a little bit of salt and pepper to this. Give it a little more flavor. All those vegetables need a little bit of salt. And just a little bit of pepper. There we go. Now then, in this pot, I've got just a big old can of refried beans. You can make your own refried beans if you've got pinto beans left over. If you've got canned pinto beans, you can make your own. But tonight we're just having a can. Just a plain old can of refried beans. It's a big old can too. Of course, my boys love them, so that's all that matters. All right, I'm just going to set this back here because I'll put it on that back eye when we get ready to make our taco shells. Because our taco shells will be the last thing that we do, okay? See how that's cooking up? See how pretty that is? Those colors are beautiful. We're going to add our rice to that, and it's going to be oh so yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Still trying to chop on those tomatoes just a little bit so they're not too chunky. These are just diced. They're not the petite diced, but they'll be fine. They'll be just fine. I'm going to try to cook almost all the water out of this because you do not want any more water because our rice is done. Our rice is being cooked. It's done. But we do want those onions and celery and carrots to get done. So we're going to cook that. I'm going to get a few things together here to start with our shells, and I'll be back in just a minute when we get ready to add our rice, okay? Okay, I've got y'all back on here now. I'm going to start putting this rice over here in this skillet. I'm going to start stirring it up. With all of our goodness. Turn it down a little bit. Oh, mercy, this smells good. Okay. It's all mixed up good. Tossed about. We'll turn it off. And now it's ready. Okay, let's get it mixed up real good. There's our Mexican rice with tomatoes and corn and so forth. One thing I would add, but I did not have one, and that's a green bell pepper to this rice and to my taco mixture, but I didn't have one, so we're having to go without that tonight. So, all right, let's get over here and we're going to make these taco shells, and then we'll be ready to eat. Hold on, we're going to go across the hall here, across the kitchen. All right, we're over here at the counter now. We're going to make these taco shells. They're called Puffy taco shells. And if y'all will give me just a minute, I'm going to tell you about a Puffy taco shell. Several years ago, my husband and I took a trip to San Antonio and to visit with some friends. And they took us to a little Mexican restaurant. I guess you'd call it a restaurant, taco stand, whatever. And they said, you've got to try the Puffy tacos. I'm like, oh, sure, I'll try a Puffy taco. And I fell in love with a Puffy taco. It's the shell. The shell is puffed. Okay. I tried for years to figure out how to make puffy taco shells. Well, finally I found somebody on YouTube that was making puffy taco shells. I think now there's several people on there that do it. And I began making puffy taco shells. And I don't ever want to go out to eat Mexican again. I want to fix it at home and fix my puffy tacos. These are super easy to do. Super, super easy. Okay. So, but they're called San Antonio puffy tacos. Okay. They're not just, they're and I guess it has something to do with the city of San Antonio because that's the only place I know of you can get them. So, that's a little bit of trivia for you. First, you're going to start with this flour right here, this maize corn flour. And the recipe that I'm following, and I usually do it, it calls for 2 cups of this flour. There's 1. And here is 2. All right, we've got one more ingredient goes in this, and it's warm water. Let me grab a spatula here out of the dishwasher. And it calls for 1 cup of warm water. Well, I think the last time I had to add a little bit more, so we're just going to see. You know, a lot of times your weather can make your breads or doughs or whatever change. And today it's rainy, so let's see. Last time I think it was sunny. So first I'm going to start with about a 1/2 cup. I'm just going to start mixing this. Can y'all see down in my bowl? I'm just going to start mixing it. You just want to make this a dough. Just a dough. You don't want it too wet, but you don't want it crumbly either. It has to come together to form a dough. Okay? And you just mix it in here. Like I said, it's just, and that is not cornmeal. That is corn. It says instant corn mesa flour. Okay? So it's not cornmeal. Now it's going to take the whole 1.25 cups I have there, and it might take a little bit more. So let's just see what we've got going on here. Let me grab a little bit more. I usually don't measure it. I usually just dump, but I know you all like measurements, so you kind of know what we're going with. Kind of know how it's going. See how it's still real crumbly down in there? You don't want it to be crumbly. Now it's starting to come together to form a more of a dry dough, which is what you want. Now then, I think that's much better. Okay. I think that's good. You want to be able to pick it up and form a little ball, just like that. Now, see that little ball right there? That's what y'all want to be able to do. So that's perfect. So I used about 1 cup and maybe a 1/4 plus a tablespoon. Let me grab my scoop. And I've got this scoop here. It's just a medium-sized cookie scoop, dough scoop, whatever. And here is, oh, the screw come off there. Let me put that back on there. Okay, it's just a medium-sized scoop. See the ball that I had in my hand? It just about fits in there. So you have to have a tortilla press, but it's worth it, okay? People say, oh, it's so expensive. It's worth it. These tacos are worth buying the tortilla press, okay? Let's drop that right there in the center. And I've got plastic right here. I just cut me a Ziploc bag so it won't stick to your press. And press it down. And there is one. Get this out of my way here so I can stack these up here. All right. right, there is one taco shell. Well, I thought. All right, there's one. See if we can make another one, and then I'll make the rest of these and take y'all back over there when we get ready to fry them, okay? And these I just put on parchment paper and separate them with a piece of parchment paper. And there it is. Two. See, just like this. Right like that. We'll do one more and then I'll finish them up and then I'll bring y'all back over at the stove when we're frying them up, okay? All right, I'm gonna finish these up. I've got 3 done. I'm gonna finish them up and then I'll bring you back over here to the stove where we've got our hot oil going and when we get ready to fry them up, okay? I'll see y'all in just a minute. Okay, y'all, I hope you can see in my pot right here. I fried a couple of them to make sure the oil was hot, but what you do is take one of your tortillas just like this. Just drop it down in there just like that. And it will start to puff up and come to the top. Can you all see that? It's right here. See how it just came to the top? And it's puffing. You'll see it get real puffy. See how it's puffing up? And as it puffs like that, it's cooking. In just a minute, we're going to make it into our shape, okay? Let it cook like this for just a few seconds. I guess I ought to time it for y'all, shouldn't I? So you know about how long. I try to put a little bit of oil up over the top of it as it cooks so that both sides get cooked, okay? Now we're just going to take our, and I use a wooden one. Metal ones tend to stick, I think. Just kind of go down in the middle and let it will come up around that. See how that does? Just comes right up around there and it will just let it cook like that for a minute or two and it gets its shape. This one's not wanting to shape real well. It's got too much air in it. Well, that one didn't shape up too well. Didn't want to curl for us, did it? That's okay. I eat them flat with a fork. Now the rest of them they won't. There's all. That's all right. I'll throw that one over there. We'll do another one. You know, we've got a whole bunch to do here. Till I get one of them where y'all can see it, I'll keep doing them, okay? There it goes into the pot. So that's been about 20 seconds, and I'm going to go ahead and push it down in there. Now this one's curling up good. You don't want to push it all the way to the bottom of your pot. You just want to make an indentation there in the center of it so that it gets its taco shape, okay? And then you want to keep it under there for maybe another 30 seconds or so. I mean, these fry up real quick. So you want to get, like we did tonight, we want to get everything else done first so that the taco shells are the last thing we did. All right. Now then, y'all see how pretty that one is? See, isn't that pretty? And I just put them over here on some paper towels to drain. And I'm going to finish frying these up. When I come back, I'll show you what our whole plate looks like, okay? So I'll see you on just a bit. Okay, I've got all of our taco shells fried up. They're right here. Some of them are flat, but like I said, I'll eat mine flat. I don't care. But here's one. Look how pretty that is. See how puffy? Ooh, I'm about to crack it. See how puffy it is? All right, we're going to make us a taco. Put us some meat in there, just like that. Then we're going to add us some tomato. And these are just tomatoes, little bitty tomatoes. I just chopped them up real fine. Can y'all see? I believe you can. I'm going to get us a little bit of lettuce, just like that. And there's our taco. We can keep our lettuce on there. We'll get us some rice here. Scoop us out some rice. There we go. And we'll get us some beans. Scoop of beans. There you go. And that's our dinner for tonight, you all. Y'all need to remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring the little bell so you get the notifications and you don't miss anything. And that's going to be all for this one. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.